Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good morning. Such a beautiful, beautiful morning. This is such a beautiful book. I love it because of its painting. It's by Mary Osborne and illustrated by Troy Howell. I will put the link of this video, of this book, so that you can see. And it's just a fantastic book. So let's read it. Chariot of the Sun God. So I learned about the dandy handy boy Apollo from this story mostly. Okay, Chariot of the Sun. Let me put the light right. The story of Phaethon and Helios. Phaethon entered the gleaming palace of the sun god and walked to the throne room. He stopped in the doorway, blinded by the radiance of Helios. Blinded by the radiance of Helios, the sun god. He wore a purple robe and sat high on a throne of emeralds. Around Helios stood his attendants, whose names were day, month, year, century, hours, spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Come to me, my boy. So who are the attendants of Helios? So it's all about the units of time, right? Maybe, but there is no minutes and seconds. That's kind of strange. Day, month, year, and there is no week. Maybe because the day was not yet created, the world. So it's created in 7 days in a week. Century, hours, and no decades. Spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Come to me, my boy, said Helios, the sun god. The sun god has two names, Helios and Apollo. And I think in Roman mythology and Greek mythology, it has different name. One is called Apollo, one is called Helios. But whenever you see Helios and Apollo, more or less, I am not completely sure. I am so new to this. They are the same person. It means the same thing, the sun god. Okay, Phaethon stepped forward and bowed his head to shield his eyes from the sun's awesome brightness. Then he kneeled before the throne. I'm sorry for the airplane sound. I think my voice can cover the airplane sound. I want to open the window so that I can get some fresh air. Let me stop here. Okay, let me continue. The airplane sound has gone a little bit. You know, this is a free world. Anyone can have the freedom, have the right to make noise, right? You can make your opinion, whichever right or wrong. You can make your noise, whichever conscientious or not. You can blow. You can blow the grass blower in the middle of the day. Nobody can say anything. You can fly an airplane with the biggest noise. Nobody can say anything. Well, that's it. Anyway, let's come back to the story. no, not too much distraction. Phaethon stepped forward and bowed his head to shield his eyes from the sun's awesome brightness. Then he kneeled before the throne. Phaethon kneeled down before the sun god. What brings you to seek your father? Helios asked gently. I came to get Phaethon. Is Phaethon the son of the son of Helios? Blinded. Phaethon and anyway. I came to get your promise that I am really your son. Oh, so Phaethon want to prove he's the son of Helios or Apollo. You know, this is many, many thousands years ago, or a very long time ago. There is no DNA kits yet. So if this happens today, you get a DNA test and you get it solved immediately. And the pity of it is that there is no more story. If you do not have a DNA kit, you can make up all the stories. We can read these books. There is always something good out of something inconvenient. I came to get your promise that I am really your son. Phaethon answered. The boys at school laughed at me and say I am not. But my mother always said my father is the son. Clymene is right, said Helios. The nymph Clymene had a child by me, and it was you. To prove I am your father, I will give you anything you ask. I swear it by Styx, the river of oath. So a nymph is a forest fairy. It must be that Helios or the sun god one day went to the forest and had a Romeo and Juliet moment, and then had a son, and then the nymph Clymene had a son. Father, I've only one wish. I want to do what you do. Early each morning, I want to do the same thing as you early in the morning. I want to drive your fiery chariot along across the sky and turn night into day. Oh, so early in the morning I get up and I can turn night from day at dawn time. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. So cried Helios, I cannot allow you to do that. Oh no, oh no. But you promised. I spoke too rashly, please. May the gods allow me to take back my promise. It's too late, Father, said Phaethon. But this is the one wish I cannot grant you, my son. The trip is too dangerous. Even Jupiter, greatest of all the gods, cannot drive my winged horses. They are hot. They are hot with fire. So Helios, this story makes me very uncomfortable to say the word Helios instead of Apollo. If I am really the chariot of the sun god is by a fire, by a wind horse, and the wheel is very hot. No, you can't. How can you? I can drive them, Father, if I am really your son. No, you can't. How can you fight the spin of the world? How can you fight the wild beasts and the terrible monsters? But Phaethon only smiled at Helios. Let me check. Helios and Apollo. I just cannot get over it. Helios and Apollo. Helios and Apollo. Apollo. Oh, Helios is a Titan god, while Apollo is an Olympian god, is the son of the Titans, Hyperia and Sia. While Apollo is the son of the Olympian god Zeus, and the Titan Helios rides flaming chariot, dragging the sun across the sky, while Apollo spent his time on. What is the difference between Helios and Apollo? Okay. Story of mist. The god of Titan. Oh, I'm so confused. Helios and Apollo is different. Okay. So there really are a lot of key difference between the character spells. However, some version of Greek is mistaken for one another. In some of the stories, it is Apollo and not Helios who dragged the sun across. When Roman adopted Greek myth, Apollo was more strongly associated. I am confused. I am very confused. From what I understand, Apollo is Greek mythology, and Helios is more like Roman mythology. It's just so confusing. Okay, I will use the word as this book, for whatever reason. I'm sorry for the confusion in the middle. I'm sorry for wasting your time. Okay, it's too late, Father Helios. Okay, but Phaethon only smiled at Helios. I know I can do what you do, Father, he said. The sun god tried to stall for time, but the goddess Dawn was coming quickly upon the palace, getting ready to throw open her crimson door and to shine forth. The moon's thin crescent had vanished from sight. The stars had taken flight. It was time for Helios' fiery chariot to begin its daily course across the sky. Helios and Phaethon stepped out into the cool air where the chariot waited. The gleaming cart had tires of gold and spoke of silver, and every jewel imaginable sparkled. in the rosy light of early morning. Oh, this is rosy light of early morning. As Phaethon walked around the golden chariot, marveling at its beauty, his father tried to think of ways to stop him from taking the terrible journey across the sky. But when birds began singing, Phaethon cried, "I must leave now, father," and he jumped into the shining chariot. The four-winged horses stamped their hooves and breathed fire from their nostril as two goddesses, both named Hours, fastened their jingling harnesses. The sun god rubbed a magic slave on Phaethon's face to shield him from the heat. Salve. Oh, the sun god rubbed a magic salve on Phaethon's face to shield him from the heat. He set his crown of flashing sunbeam on the boy's head. Then he looked at his son and sighed. "At least listen to my advice," he said. "Keep to the middle path. Do not veer off to the side, neither getting too high nor too low, for the sky and earth need equal heat. If you are too high, you will burn the sky, and if you are too low, you will burn the earth." Oh, is that because Phaethon drove his chariot too low, so California we have fire? Burn the earth. "All right, father," cried Phaethon as he held the reins proudly, and the horses neighed and pawed the ground. "Follow the wheel tracks of my daily path," cried Helios. "Spare the whip and hold the wine tightly. Hold the rein tightly." "I will, father, I will." "And beware of the northern bear and the twisting snake in the sky." Before the sun god could say more, Phaethon snapped the rein. "This is time, father," he said. "Day's calling, night is gone." Suddenly, the four horses leapt forward into the boundless sky. "Don't go, my son," shouted Helios. "Let me give the world light today." But Phaethon couldn't hear his father. The swift hooves of his horses ripped open the clouds, and then the winged steeds soared higher and higher into the sky. The chariot was so light, it tossed back and forth like a ship on stormy waves. The horses grew frightened and galloped faster until they were more swift than the east wind. Phaethon pulled hard. They were more swift than the east wind. What is east wind? How is east wind? There must be a story about it. I do not know. Sorry. You just imagine. Phaethon pulled hard on the reins. I think that's something to pull. But he could not slow his horses down. He looked around wildly, but he could not see the wheel tracks. The horses had left their worn paths. Oh, the horse has lost its way. 迷路了. So the horse's nostrils has fire and golden gleam and the dawn time. As he wheeled off course, Phaeton's sunbeam warmed the constellation. The snake stirred from its icy numbness. The great bear woke in a rage and began lumbering about the heavens. Phaeton looked below, and when he realized how far away the earth was, he became sick with fright. He was frightened. He called in panic for his father's help. He yelled for his horses to stop, but the horses galloped out of control. They swept past more savage beasts in the sky, past the giant scorpion that sweated black venom as its curved stinger reached out towards the fiery chariot. Well, that boy didn't listen to his father. He kind of getting his payment, right? There is a consequence for whatever action we are taking. Kind of makes sense. Phaeton dropped the reins, and the horses bounded into regions they'd never traveled before. They crashed into stars. All of heaven cried out in terror as the fiery chariot careened off course. I think it's a fall down or something. Okay, let's continue. Phaeton dropped the rein, and the horses bounded into region they had never traveled before. They crashed into stars. All of heaven cried out in terror as the fiery chariot careened off course. The moon, the skies, and the earth all caught fire. Flames spread across mountain tops and burned the snow, spilling black smoke into the clouds. Even Mount Olympus, home of the gods, was besieged with fire. Oh my. That's a big disaster. Oh boy. That is what we say, oh boy. Then Phaethon saw the earth set aflame. Everything glowed white hot. The desert, woodland pools, and springs. Everyone on earth was trying to escape the great fire. The gods of the underworld and even the sea nymph in their deep ocean caves felt the searing heat. Oh my gosh. It becomes a supino. Oh, the ocean was burning. Mother Earth shielded her hot forehead and shuddered in agony. Burdened with flame, she cried out to Jupiter, the greatest of gods, "Hurl your lightning bolts now and end this fiery death caused by Phaethon." Then she could speak no longer, for the smoke and flames were choking her. Jupiter, hypnotized by the sight of flames licking the world, roused himself when he saw Mother Earth dying. When he saw Mother Earth dying, he rolled his thunder, then lifted a giant bolt of lightning behind his head and flung it through the sky. The bolt struck the sun chariot, breaking its wheel and spokes, and fire extinguished, and fire extinguished fire. Fire extinguished fire. Flame put out flame. Oh, I think it's Jupiter's fire extinguished the fire of Phaethon, and Jupiter's flame put out the flame of Phaethon. I am guessing so. And the mad horses leaped free of their harnesses as Phaethon fell from the sky. Oh, Phaethon's hair was on fire as he fell, leaving behind a trail of sparks. He looked like a falling star, far from home. Half a world away from his father, he fell into a river. The river god held Phaethon's poor, smoldering body and bathed his burning face. Then the water nymph buried Phaethon, and on his tomb they wrote, "Here lies Phaethon, who tried to be the sun. Greatly he failed, but greatly he dared." For a whole day, the sun god mourned his son. He refused to drive his chariot, and the men and women on earth had to burn fire to gain light and warmth. When Jupiter went to see the sun god, he found him sitting on his emerald throne with his head bowed, not moving as he sat in mourning. In mourning, Jupiter bid Helios to look up and answer to him for not driving his golden chariot. But Helios cursed the god of the skies for throwing his thunderbolt and killing Phaethon. I had no choice, said mighty Jupiter. The boy's ambition nearly ended the world. Mother Earth was burning and dying, but now she's too cold, Helios. She needs your heat, or she will die from freezing. The sun god bowed his head further. Rise, Helio, roared Jupiter. Stop blaming me for your son's death. You have work to do. The world is waiting for you. The sun god heaved a great sigh, then slowly rose from his throne, trembling with sorrow. He strode out of his palace. The four-winged horses who had leaped free from Phaethon were snuffling in the cold early air, stamping their hoof as dawn opened her crimson door. Crimson, as dawn opened her crimson door. Crimson. I should know this word because it's an art word, crimson. But I only know red, dark red, yellow red, and purple red. Anyway, it's kind of the early dawn color, crimson color. Let me look at crimson color. Crimson color. Oh. Okay. Now you can see the crimson color. So these are the crimson color. Got an idea, right? Okay. The sun god stepped into a gleaming golden chariot. He put on his crown of flashing sunbeam, the same crown Phaethon had worn. Then the two goddesses of ours yoked the four-winged horses with jingling harness, and as the weeping sun god grabbed the rein tightly and snapped them, they bolted into the boundless blue sunlit sky. What is this about, this story? Is about not listening or about a storm? I just do not understand this story. If any of you know this story, the sun explosion, is this about the Big Bang theory? Cannot. I feel confused. I am so used to fables and tales. There must be a moral. Le moral de cette histoire. There is not very much I can understand. It's just a story. I'm very confused. Anyway. The chariot of the sun god. Bye bye, friends. I love you. I really do. Do.